The film starts with Abby going to her office, where she works as a news producer in a TV station. She is confident and smart, and her colleagues welcome her. Her associate producer Joy tells her that their traffic camera is down, which worries Abby as she wants to improve her show rating. Larry, a newsman, tells Abby that he cannot work with his wife Georgia anymore. They both host a cooking show, and Abby is the producer, but the show has failed to get high ratings. Stewart, Abby's boss, calls her into his office and tells her that they have low ratings and need to improve them to run his family as he has 2 daughters and a son. Later, while in the washroom, Abby tells Joy that she has a date tonight, but she's decided to cancel it and work on her show to improve it. Joy convinces her to go on the date and shows her the profile of the guy. When Abby meets the guy at the restaurant, she tells him that he has 9 out of 10 qualities that she wants to see in her husband. However, the guy does not like her approach and leaves her. Depressed, Abby returns home, where her cat welcomes her. Turning on her TV, she comes across a one-man show called The Ugly Truth, in which a man named Mike discusses relationships between men and women. Abby calls the show and tells Mike what she wants in a boyfriend. He tells her that she lives in a fantasy world and drops the call. The next morning, Stewart calls a meeting, introducing Mike as their new employee, which Abby dislikes. Later, when Abby is in her office, Mike enters without knocking, which angers her. She reminds him of their conversation on the call, and he tells her that she is not ugly and assures her that they will make good TV together. Now Larry and Georgia are going to host a TV show. Abby tells them they should ask some awkward questions to Mike as she wants to fire him from his job. When the show starts, both Larry and Georgia ask some questions to Mike about his show and his relationship. He replied that marriage is due to social pressure, status, and sex. She makes fun of him. Mike said, "You two project the image of a perfect couple, but clearly it is a lie." At that moment, Abby wants to have a commercial break as Mike is going to say something important, but other staff decide to continue the show. Mike proved that both Larry and Georgia are not a happy couple. Larry did not like his wife's success. They have not had sex for 3 months. He tries to make them close by asking Larry to kiss his wife, Georgia. After some hesitation, he's ready to kiss his wife. He gets them close to each other. Soon, Larry starts to kiss her. He put on his wife and leaves the show. At that moment, Mike said, "It is the ugly truth." Boss Stewart and other staff were very happy as the show's going to have high ratings, but Abby is not happy. After some time, Stewart goes to Abby and tells her about the show's popularity. He wants her to cooperate with Mike. Now, Mike is at his sister's house. He has a nephew whom he loves very much. At night, Abby's cat gets out and climbs up the tree. Abby also climbs the tree to save her cat. Here, she notices a handsome man named Colin from the window. Suddenly, the branch of the tree breaks and she gets stuck in the tree. She calls for help. That handsome man comes to her and saves her. She has an injury on her foot, and as he is a doctor, he dresses her foot. Abby's cat is here. He told her, "Dogs are good, but I'm a cat person." He gave her his contact number and tells her she can call him at any time. The next morning, when Abby comes to her office, she told Joy about the doctor. She seems to be very happy. Here, she notices Mike. She warns him if he doesn't listen to her words, she will fire him, as he is going to perform in a show, The Ugly Truth, with Larry and Georgia. She puts his earplug in his ear so he can hear her voice. Now the show starts. He is going to discuss the man, woman, and their relationship. At first, he starts with men. According to him, men are simple and like simple things. The second thing is that men like girls wrestling. He goes outside of the studio where 2 girls in a bathtub filled with strawberry jelly are busy wrestling. One girl pushes him into the tub, and he also starts enjoying himself with them. Abby orders him to lick the jello off the finger of one of the girls. He does so and says, "Oh, I was wrong. It's cherry." Now he's going to take a break. Abby is not happy with the show, as she doesn't like naked girls. The next morning, when they were busy in the office, Joy and Abby received the show's rating report. The rating of the show is very high, but Abby is not happy with it. Here, Mike comes to Abby. She tells him that his approach to couples is wrong, and she met a handsome man named Colin. He's a real man, perfect in every way. Just to prove her words, she calls him. Mike asks what she is doing, and she tells him to remain quiet. Abby asks Colin to go to dinner, but he replies, "I have not settled things yet." At that time, Mike cuts her call. Mike advises her to follow his instructions if she wants to get Colin, and just try to ignore him. Now, Colin calls her back. Mike gives her some instructions, which she follows. Mike takes Abby to a restaurant to have coffee with her. He tells her ways to attract a man. The first rule is to choose clothes that men like. He takes her to a clothing store and chooses some sexy clothes for her, and then he asks her to have an attractive hairstyle. Now, she's wearing attractive and sexy clothes and has a very good hairstyle. Mike teaches her how to flirt. During this, the door knocks, and Colin is outside. Colin invites her to a baseball game on Saturday. Now they're in the stadium enjoying a baseball game. Mike is also here to guide her. Abby and Colin have drinks and popcorn. Then a sales girl comes with hot dogs and burgers. Colin buys one burger for Abby. She's trying to follow the instructions of Mike. When she starts to eat the burger, suddenly she had a jerk, and her drink drops on the pants of Colin. When she's cleaning the pant, a cameraman shoots this scene and airs it on the screen. Now all the people start watching them and enjoying it very much. They both feel very embarrassed. Colin and Abby return home, and Mike also follows them. He guides her step by step. She apologizes for the embarrassment, but Colin enjoys this scene. When she says goodnight to Colin, he starts kissing her. After this, Colin enters his house, and she runs to Mike and hugs him, saying, "You did it!" When Mike leaves her, he seems to be unhappy with all this. The next day, when Mike is doing his show, his nephew named Jonah came to meet him. He asked him why he came here, as he's not allowed to watch such shows, especially live shows. Jonah asked him, "There's a girl that wants to propose to me. What should I do?" Mike tells him that this is a suitable time to engage in any affair. "You are ahead of the game. Women are coming to you. Just relish this moment," he goes. Abby told Mike that Colin wants to meet her again. She asked him if she should get intimate with Colin. He advises her that this is not the right time for it. She's ready to go on a date with Colin. She's wearing a white dress and looks very beautiful. She receives a gift from Mike. When she opens it, there's remote control underwear. She decided to use it and wears it. Then the doorbell rang. Mike, with his boss Stuart, came and asked her to go for dinner with the company. The boss asked, "Didn't you get my email?" She replied, "No, I haven't received such an email." They told her that they will pick up Colin on the way. At the restaurant, when the meeting starts, by mistake, the remote of the underwear fell on the ground. She did not notice it. A little boy picked up the remote and started playing with it. She feels pain and irritation. The boss asked her to tell about the teaser campaign. As she feels much irritation and pain and cannot tell everyone, she talks in a very funny way. When the charging of the remote ends, she feels comfortable. After dinner, Abby and Colin go on a date. Mike is not happy. She's enjoying herself with Colin very much. Now, Mike and Abby are discussing the upcoming balloon festival. Mike asked, "Are you intimate with Colin?" She said, "No, not yet, but we plan to go to Lake Tahoe next weekend." When all the staff is busy in work, an agent of Mike goes to Mike and tells him about a very good job, Craig Ferguson. They want to see him as his guest. Mike is very happy with this offer. The boss calls Abby in his office and tells her that she should stop Mike from auditioning for this job. She tells him she has a date with Colin this weekend at Lake Tahoe, but her boss forced her to do it. He said, "You should convince him to work with us for the next 3 years." So she decided to cancel her date with Colin. Now she's going with Mike. Mike is hosting a show where there's a chance he might get the offer from another TV channel. When they are on the way, Mike told her, "You are not natural with Colin as you pretend with Colin. When you meet him in a natural way, he will not want to date you." Now the show starts. The host asks a question to Mike. "Tell me about the women who hurt you." But as he doesn't want to answer the question, he ignores it. After the show, Abby asked about the woman who broke his heart. He told her, "There is more, not just one. I failed to find the perfect woman. We all have shortcomings. No one is perfect." After this, they start to dance. Now they are very close. They start liking each other. When she returned home, Colin knocked on the door. She was not happy to see him, and he could tell. After some time of sitting and gossiping, a drink spilled on Colin's shirt. Just then, Mike returned to Abby. When he entered the room, he saw Colin without a shirt and was disappointed. He told Abby about his flight and left. Colin offered Abby a drink and expressed his desire to have sex with her. She asked him why he liked her, to which he replied that she was beautiful and smart and never tried to control him. She said that she was the same way, but she also wanted to control him. She apologized to him. When she arrived at her office, her boss called her and told her that Mike had quit that morning, and she was responsible for it. Abby became angry. Joy told her about a new host. Mike went to his new TV station, visited his show set, and liked it. The next day, the hot air balloon festival started. Abby was there with her new host named Jack, and they were busy preparing for their show. On the other side, Mike was also ready for his balloon show. He saw his replacement on TV. When the show started, Jack was talking about girls, but his hosting style was not good. He tried to prove himself, but failed. Abby pulled him out of the balloon and started hosting. She said that men were not completely incredible, strong, or brave. When Mike listened to her talk, he decided to go to her balloon. Everyone tried to stop him, but he left. He went to Abby's balloon, snatched her microphone, and started hosting. He said that women were victims who only wanted handsome, attractive, well-settled men in their lives. They liked men who could fulfill their demands. Among them, live arguments start and everyone watches and enjoys them. Soon, their balloon starts flying. Abby told him that he is like a normal man. When the time came for the final decision, he ran away. During their arguments, they did not notice the balloon fly. When Mike noticed, he tried to escape from the balloon, but now it's too late and they are high above the ground. They don't know that they are on air. When they look around at other balloons and feel the beauty of nature, they feel relaxed. Mike's sister and Jonah are also watching the show. There's another man in the balloon who's controlling it. He offered them wine. Mike told her they could pass the time by discussing Colin. She told him she broke up with Colin. Mike called her a psycho. She replied in anger, "I am not a psycho." Soon, Abby starts to quarrel with him. Mike stops her and says, "I love you." "Why do you love me?" Abby asked, but Mike remains quiet. After a moment, Abby came close to him and started kissing him. The man who is controlling the balloon turns away. Now they forget everything and just kiss. Now they are both in bed and start to become intimate. They are very happy with each other. Please subscribe to our channel and also press the bell icon to get notifications of new videos. And don't forget to like the videos as well. Thank you for watching.